와, 그거 진짜 Hello, guys. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Let's wait for 5 more minutes, guys, because the count is very less. Okay, after 5 minutes, let's start. So, meanwhile, are you guys having any doubts regarding the previous sessions? Like in the previous session, we have covered the duplicate management and application creation in Salesforce, and we have gone through that record level security and field level security, right? So are you guys having any issues over there? Like, are you facing any issues while implementing those kind of stuff? Please let me know, guys. I'll make sure I'll explain you where you people are lagging, and if there is no queries, like you are okay with everything that I have explained in the previous session, that's fine, guys. Okay, but you guys are having any questions over there, so please feel free to ask me. I'll explain you. Okay, are you okay with that the topics? So if you guys are okay, so if you guys are okay with that topics and the topics which I have covered in the previous sessions, we'll be starting with flows from today. Okay, after flows, we'll be going into the development part. For today, we'll be starting the flows and the types of flows. We'll go with the four types of flows that are included in Salesforce. So these are declarative programming approach, guys. Okay, without writing a code, we can do automations over here using flows. Flows will be implemented using a flow builder, that is a declarative tool which we are going to work on to build an automations via declarative approach. Okay, I hope you guys have understood all the previous topics, and now we are moving into the automations. Okay, understood, guys? Good afternoon, Mobina. So okay, guys, let's start the session. So let's start with the flows. Okay, Let me share my screen first. Yes, you guys are able to see my screen, right? Guys, are you able to see my screen? Yes, good afternoon everyone. Are you able to see my screen? Okay. So, in security part, so from give me 1 minute, guys. Okay, okay, guys. Sorry for the interruption. So, actually, in the previous session, we have gone through the security part, right? So, for that security part, here is an example. So, the example is about banking. Okay, banking application in Salesforce. So, what we'll do here is we'll be storing the customers' information, and their accounts will be stored in our bank, right? Either it may be a savings account or any other type of accounts. Those informations will be stored in our bank, correct? And bank 360 uses Salesforce. So that bank 360, it is a application name and it is using the Salesforce to manage all the customer loans and accounts, right? So only branch managers can view high value clients. So whenever, there are high value clients, some people, so those who have some respect over there in bank, correct? So those people will be having the having access to managers to see their records, correct? So what is that, like what security part we can implement over there? So we can implement record level security over there. So some records, like we are saying that only branch managers can view high value clients information, right? So high value clients will be there, and those people information will be stored in a contacts, correct? So those people personal information will be stored in a contact, and those contacts record can only be seen by branch managers, right? So we are giving only permission to branch managers for that particular record. So that particular record, in the sense we are using record level security over there, right? So support team sees only contact info, not financials. So whenever the support team needs to give support for some of the contacts in Salesforce, like some of the contacts in that bank application, they want to see only the contact information like email ID or phone number. That's all. Okay, whether they want to contact via phone or contact via email address, so they need only those kind of informations, right? So not financial informations, they are not needed, like they don't need the financial information of that particular contact when they want to give a support, like when they want to give some support over their issues, correct? So that is for that we will be accessing the field level security. So for some fields there will be access for support team, right? Not for every fields in objects. And also admin block access to the admin blocks access to the system after work hours. This is totally overall org level security, guys, because administrators will block the access to the system after work hours, because they'll be they will be enabling the login hours in Salesforce org, right? default settings. Okay, so instead of so the login hours are extended, like if let's think about the login hours are 9 to 5. Okay, but the person has logged in after 5 o'clock. Let's take that he has logged in at 6 o'clock. So he can't log in, right? Because like login hours has enabled with to that org by Salesforce administrators. So it will block the access of login. So he can't log in at the time, correct? So that is org level security. So Bank 360 is using these all levels of security to implement the security for their Bank 360 application. Correct? So this is the example, guys. I hope you guys have understood this. Mm, this is not a. Let me. I hope you guys have understood this, guys. And if you have any doubts, like in this example, please let me know, guys. Or else, have you understood or not? Please let me know. 1 second, guys. Are you able to hear me? I'm facing an internet issue, I guess. Are you able to see my screen now? Are you able to see my screen now? And I guess yes. Okay. Okay, guys. Sorry for the interruption. I'm getting an internet issue, so it got disturbed. Sorry for interruption, guys. So see, I think you people have understood this example, this security example, bank application. So this is okay for moving into the Salesforce flows, right? Are you guys okay with that? Okay, guys, let's move to the Salesforce flows. What are Salesforce flows and why we use Salesforce flows and what is the importance of that? Let's see all this today, and also we'll go with the types of flows, and if time permits, we'll complete two types of flows at least. Okay, and we also go with the practical scenarios and all. And so let's start, guys. What is a flow in Salesforce? Okay, so flows is a declarative automation tools in Salesforce. Why these are used is automate complex logic without a code. So if we are having any complex logics, not only a complex logics, guys, we can even perform a simple logics via declarative tools. Okay, if it is an automation, like if it is an automatic process, we can go through the flows. Okay, either it may be like we can do with the apex code also, but this is the declarative approach in the sense without writing the code. So we are not customizing that. Okay, we are configuring that. Okay, we are configuring our process for automation, right? For this, the flows will be used, and also guide users through screens. So there is a type of flow called screen flow, guys. Why we'll use this screen flow means if you want to guide a user, and if you want to walk the user through, like walk through the user to fill the form and all. Like I think you people might aware of the Google Forms, right? I think like you people have aware of the Google Forms. How Google Forms will work, guys. If you are entering your details, like if it is a Google Form to enter your own personal details, you'll be knowing that by seeing the label of that field name, right? It is a name, first name, last name. You'll be having some idea over there, correct? So fill out this field. They'll be instructing you that if you missed any required fields to fill, it will be saying that the fields are required, correct? So it will show an error, right? So these screens are used to walk the user, like guide the user through the screens, okay? And also interact with the Salesforce data. So by using these flows, we can interact with Salesforce data. If you want, we can create the Salesforce records, update the existing records, and if you want, we can delete the Salesforce records. Okay, existing records we can update, or even we can delete that records, right? So there is a query. If you want, you can also query that records. So querying in the sense you are getting the records from Salesforce database, right? You can get the records from Salesforce database by using flows. These flows will be run in the background or interactively. As I said earlier, there are screen flows, right? Those will be run interactively. So those will be run by using the guiding information, like guiding the users. Okay, those will be run by guiding the users. Correct. Other than screen flows, every flow will be run in the background. Okay, you can't see the you can't see the actual process of that flow with your eyes. Okay, they are not running interactively. We can't able to see that even. Okay, so that those type of flows will be running in the background, and interactive flows are nothing but screen flows. Those will be run by the user. Okay, the information about user will be provided to that screens. And think of a flow as a visual program made with drag and drop blocks. So you might have aware of that visual diagrams, guys, right? You know about visual diagrams, right? There is a different kinds of flows, like different kinds of visual diagrams like pie chart, bar graph, and all. Like think flows as that, and there is a drag and drop blocks. Those are made with drag and drop blocks, guys. Okay, I think you might have aware of the flow charts that we have to design, like that we people will design before writing the code. Correct. Before writing the code, we'll be designing a flow chart, right? So you can think of that even. Okay, so flows will be working like this, and I'll be explaining the UI of flows, guys, where we create flows and where we can add those elements and all. Okay, where we can add, create records, update records, where we can do all these kind of stuffs. Okay, I'll be explaining you all that things, and runs in the background. Okay, why we need to use flows, guys? These are the important, like this. For this we'll use flows. These kind of flows will be there in our Salesforce org. But why we need to use these flows? What is the, like? Hi Sheila, any questions from your side? Sheila, are you there? Having any worries? Hello, Sheila, are you there? Are you there, Sheila? Okay, guys, let's continue. Why we need to use flows and why these flows are useful? What is the benefits? Like what benefits we'll get by using these flows? Okay, let's see that now. And it will be automating the business processes. So let's take an example, guys. For this automating business processes, we are having a hiring process management system. So let's think, you guys are you guys are hiring some people. So you guys have kept the software, like IT company, and you people are willing to hire some people, right? So HR department will be uh, HR department will be following up the students who have shortlisted. Correct. So anyways, you will be getting the applications of students, right? You will be getting the applications of the people who are feeling fit for that job role, right? You will be getting applications, and you guys will be followed up with their resumes. And if you think those resumes are meaningful and those people are fit for this role, you'll be shortlisting those students, right? After shortlisting, HRs need to follow up those students. So HR needs to follow up that candidates, calling them, sending all the information about interviewers and next steps regarding. Okay, this will be these all will be the HR's tasks, right? Here the scenario is, if the candidate is shortlisted, like let's think like there is a pick list field called status in lead object. we'll be getting leads from outside of the Salesforce, right? So we will be telling like we'll be creating a status field in Salesforce, like in lead object. That status field will be, there will be status pick list values like shortlisted, rejected, put on hold, like these kind of pick list values will be there. So how we'll write the automation, like how we'll perform the automation means, if the candidate is shortlisted, candidate in the sense lead here, okay, if the candidate is shortlisted, automatically follow up task will be created for the HR, okay, and for that task the owner will be HR, a particular HR. So that HR should take care of this candidate and everything from there to interview completion, and if he is selected from on to onboarding and all, from those for till those steps, this HR need to follow up that student, correct? So these kind of tasks will be automated via using flows. Okay, these are called business process, like business process kind of stuff. See guys, in your real time scenarios, you will be getting scenarios like this only. They'll be asking you to create a follow up task when the candidate is shortlisted. Okay, this is the simple user story you need to write, you need to create, but you guys have to think of all the possible scenarios, and you have to develop the things accordingly. Okay, so next thing is improve user experience. There is also one example here guys, auto create follow up tasks after closing an opportunity. So see, auto create following task in the sense, if the opportunity is closed, with either it is closed won or closed lost, we need to send an email for that lead, for that candidate, right? We need to send an automated email for that candidate. So this task will be automated after the opportunity is closed. Correct? And there is another thing, improve user experience. So guys, see, uh, some people will be like some the persons who are visiting the screens, like who are following like who are filling the applications using, which are created using screen flow. Okay, uh Harina, what happened, is there any, is there any queries for you? Cherishma, those are already providing. Cherishma, just check in that YouTube channel. Okay, you'll be getting your continuously asking about recording sessions, but they are provided in the YouTube channel. Just check for that. Okay, I have told you in the previous session the recording sessions YouTube channel name also, that is smartbridge underscore b. Okay, I've continuously saying this about guys, saying about this guys, just check for that. Okay, Harinath, is there any query for, is there any query with you? Any problem with you? Okay, guys. And the improving user experience. Some people will be following screens. Okay, will be following screens and fill out their data. At that time, what it will happen? It will be guiding. The screens will be guiding the people, and you improving the user's experience. Right? See here, there is an example. Guide agents through a service call step by step. So whenever we called, whenever we need a support, our service team will be giving the support to customers, right? So whenever the service team have engaged with that people, like with that customers, they'll be asking you to do the step by step, right? They are going through that step by step. like they are explaining everything what you need to do actually. Okay, this is called the improving user experience and also reduce manual task. Auto send a welcome email when a new contact is created. So see guys, whenever the contact is created in our Salesforce org, I did not listen. Please tell the channel name. Smartbridge underscore B, guys. Smartbridge underscore B. That is the YouTube channel name. You can find Salesforce sessions as Salesforce Session 1, Salesforce Session 2. In this pattern, they will be providing the recording sessions of this NASCOM program Salesforce sessions. Okay. So if you guys are lagging anywhere, please go there and watch the videos. Done. That's it, guys. And the third one is reduce manual work. Auto send email when contact is created. So see, whenever the new contact is created in a Salesforce org, they'll be providing the mobile number and email address, right? So we'll be sending a welcome email to that new contact. Okay, saying their name. So hello, Mr. or Miss, and their name. Welcome to our Salesforce. You like welcome to our application, whatever the application it is. Welcome to our application. Your details has been reached to our team. So our team are currently working on that. So blah blah blah. You will be sending an email like this. Okay. So this is the automating the manual work. So we'll be reducing the manual work using flows. So whenever the contact is created, we need not to sit and write an email for them and send that email, right? So we'll be creating some email templates and we'll be automating those like sending emails ka work. Okay. Always sitting and typing an email and sending it is not a perfect way for developers, right? So we don't use that approach. Okay. So let's go for the types of flows in Salesforce. We'll be having different types of flows based on how and when they are triggered, guys. Okay. So how the records are triggering and like how the flows are triggering, in what cases the flows are triggering, and when they are triggering, when like at what time the flows are triggering. This will be considered, and there are different types of flows among these. Okay, so let's talk about types of flows now. The types of flows we are discussing in flows chapter is screen flow, first one. The second one is record triggered flow, and the third one is auto launched flow, and the fourth one is scheduled trigger flow. So we'll call that as scheduled flow. Okay. Now let's see what is screen flow. Okay. Screen flow in a Salesforce is a type of flow that guides users through a series of screens to collect data or perform specific actions. So see guys, what we'll do in a screen flow and why this screen flow is used. Okay. It is a type of flow that will be guiding the users through a series of screens. It may those the people will be creating a different types of like different series of screens, different number of screens to collect data, to collect the data from users. You guys have never filled the Google Sheets, sorry, not Google Sheets, Google Forms. They will be collecting your data, right? They, and they'll be collecting data via Google Forms, and that data will be stored somewhere in Salesforce. Not everyone will store the data in Salesforce, but according to their requirements, they'll be storing somewhere. Okay, and see, after collecting data, they'll be performing specific actions. Those series of screens will be created for collecting data or performing any specific actions. Okay, it provides a visual interface of users to interact with the to interact with the and enter information. So see, that is a visual interface, guys. you will be having like how these screens will be created is, if you want any information of regarding their personal information, right? Let's say name, email, and phone number. Okay, these comes under their personal information, right? If they go to our, if we go to contact object in our Salesforce, we'll be getting all the personal information of the contacts, and we'll be having those fields, right? First name, last name, email, phone, etc. These fields will be there, right? So we, what we'll do in this user, in this screen flow is, we'll be creating the fields which we need. Okay, which we need the information of that users. We'll be creating those fields over screen flow. Okay, and these are used to interact with the people, like collecting information, and after interacting, they'll be entering their information, right? It will be easy for them to enter information by seeing the label itself. Okay, if you say first name, they'll be understanding easily what is first name and what is last name, and where we need to enter and all. Okay, those guys will be able to enter the information over there, right? And creating a guided experience within an application or process. So see, we will be creating a guided experience. So guided experience in the sense, we are saying that enter first name, enter last name. Here we can add help text if you need. If you exactly need the help text, you can add, because there is a help text to help the people out who are lagging to enter the information. They don't know what information they need to enter there. Okay, not for first name and last name, this such kind of simple things. If there is any, if there are any fields that people who can't be understand, so for those fields we'll be adding the help text. Okay, that will be used to guide the users. Okay, within an application or process, that is done within the application, guys. Okay, so here are some key features and components of screenflow. So we'll be having key features and components of screenflow here. Let's walk through them. Meanwhile, let me check if the people have any queries. Okay, Charishma. So now there are components called screens. There is a component called screens. Screens are the building blocks of a screen flow. Okay. Why we call this as a building block in the sense, like in a screen flow, we'll be using only screens here. Okay, if you want to walk people through the screen flow, through the guided screens, we'll be using screens in the screen component in the screen flow. If you want to create records, you will be using create records ka element. That is different. Okay, so each screen represents a step in the flow and contains fields. So see, each screen must be representing with a step. It is a different step in your screen flow. Okay, and that will be included as a step in your flow, and it contains fields also. If it is necessary, like we'll be adding pick list fields and all kind of stuff. We'll be adding every type of field here. So we'll containing fields, buttons in the sense, there will be a save button, previous button if there is next slide. So if there are two slides, we'll be having a previous button, next button. Okay, and the last button will be having the save button. Okay, and the last slide screen will be having save button and other user interface elements for data input or display. So for displaying the input or for displaying the input that we have got, and for collecting the input, it may be, we'll be having that user interface elements, many number of user interface elements to do so. Okay, so screens can be customized to fit the specific needs of the flow, right? So screens can be customized, guys. So we can add what kind of elements, like what kind of fields we need. So we can customize the different types of different types of fields and different fields in our Salesforce screen. Okay, and for, according to our specific needs of this flow. Okay, such as displaying instructions, how our flow should be displayed. So these all will be followed in screen flow. Okay, gathering user input, how user input need to be gathered. So what information you need to be entered, like what information user needs to be entered and what information we need to extract from the user. These all things will be have happened in the screen flow. Okay, or presenting information. See guys, if you want to give any instructions for anything, like for any upcoming upcoming screens, if you want any instructions, if you want to give any instructions about upcoming screens, you can give in this screen. Okay, so if you want to present any information about anything, like, okay, if you want to present any information, like any information kind of things guys, if you want to present, you can use screen flow over there. Okay, and for also gathering user input, as I have discussed earlier many times, a screen flow is used to gather the information, user inputs like Google Forms. Okay, so for that it will be used. And there is a use case here, guys. A customer service agent opens a screen flow to log a case. So see, uh, fill in issue details and submit it step by step. So how we'll know? Let me show you an example for this case. For this screen flow, let me show you an example. This is not a Salesforce org. This org is not. So let me open the another org. Let me log into this. What is this? Fish. So just give me some time, guys. Let me reset my password quickly. So see, here if we go to sales application, let me navigate through sales application. See here, there is an leave request flow here in the utility bar. If you can see, there is a leave request submission flow. See, I'm selecting leave type here, start date and end date. I'm selecting the end date. And if I want, I can add comments over there. And if I click on next, my leave request submission, like leave request will be submitted to my manager, right? So this is the simple flow, guys. Here we can, if we can see this example, a customer service agent opens a screen flow to log a case. For example, take this as a case page, okay? Not a leave request submission, case submission page. So let's think of it as a case submission flow. Okay, fill in the issue details. So he'll be filling all the issues details which he is facing and click on submit. So here click on next. That case will be generated in a Salesforce org, right? So this is the way we are using screen flows, guys. See now, I have created a leave request submission, right? Click on next. You will be having like your leave request will be leave request record will be created in this application. Like let's go to leaves. See, I have selected the 11th date, right? 11 to 12. See, so comments I have added CESCNs and that's that. So see, I have selected casually. Your record will be created, correct? So by this, like that, we'll be creating a screen flow with a case record, like case object, so that if the service agent have created, like if the service agent logs a case over there, sales in Salesforce, if he fills in a issue details and submit it, that will be generated as a case in our Salesforce system. Okay. Telegram group link. So, Kaushik, please let me know at the end of the session. Okay. I'll be sharing you with it. I'll be sharing with you. Okay. Just remind me once at the end of the session, guys. I'll be sharing the Telegram link. Okay. And there are some key features in this screen flow. So uses screens, inputs, and drop downs. So drop downs in the sense pick list fields, guys. Okay. So we'll be using the inputs over there and screens over there. We'll be creating screens, and in that screens we'll be asking for the inputs from users, and drop downs in the sense we'll be adding pick lists over there. Okay. So can be embedded in record pages or utility bar. See, let me show this to you. This is called utility, guys. This is called utility bar. These screen flows can be embedded, like embedded in the sense we can add those. So we can add those screen flows here in the utility bar or here in the record pages. Okay. If we embed this in a record page, like if we kept this here, in the here the flow, if we kept that flow in here, uh, without going to this UI and clicking on new, we can create a different record over here. Okay, different record in the leaves object. And these are about key features, guys. So it will support users input and branching logic. Okay, so branching logic in the sense, if you guys are having any like so if you are having any such logic behind that, like previous logic, if you want to embed that logic in this flow, you can do that. Okay, understood? So it is nothing but, guys, it is a like in the like if it we'll be thinking of like in a previous experiences, about our previous experiences, we'll be using this in our Salesforce flows. Okay. If we think that if it is embedded in the screen flow, we'll get more leads based on our previous experience. We can think like that, and we can embed different Salesforce flows in a one flow. Okay. So this is about screen flow, guys. If you guys having any doubt, please let me know. Or if you are not having any doubts, please let's go to the practical scenarios, guys. Let me know you guys are having any doubts or not. Guys, respond. Please respond, guys. We'll be going with the once again explain briefly. So Kaushik, see, whenever we go to practical scenarios, we'll be seeing briefly about what screen flow and all. Okay, so we have gone through the only theoretical part now, right? You have got any one single idea about what is screen flow, why we use screen flows and all? You got any type of idea or that screen flow or not? Have you not, or you have not understood anything about screen flow? Didn't you get any idea about screen flow? Not understand. So I'll be explaining you with a practical scenario, okay? Then you will be understanding in a better way, okay? So guys, other than this guy, anyone are facing this issue? So remaining people, have you understood or not? Please give me a clarity, guys. Please respond. Are you able to understanding or not? Yes, okay. Okay, guys. So, Kaushik, I'll be explaining you with the practical scenario so that you can understand in a better way. Okay? So that will help you to understand easily. Okay, okay, Kaushik. Okay. So let's go and create a one screen flow to understand in a better way. Okay. Mm. Go to setup, guys. Click on this gear icon. Click on setup. In the quick find box, search for flows. Click on flows. You will be getting this UI. Click on new flow in the top right corner. Click on new flow. After clicking on new flow, you'll be opening the you'll be getting the flow builder tool to create your flow. Okay. In that flow builder tool, you guys have to create the flow. Whatever the automation you need to do, you will be creating that in flow builder tool. Okay. Let me refresh this once. See, after clicking on new flow, you'll be getting the types of you'll be getting the categories of flows. What category flow do you need to create? So is that screen flow, triggered flow, scheduled flow, or auto launched flow? Let me explain you these things, guys. Triggered in the sense, if one task is done, because of that task, the another task will be performed. So this is known as triggered. Okay. So scheduled flow. Whenever you want to do this, like whenever you want to run this flow at a particular time, and at a particular basis, like weekly basis, daily basis, monthly basis, and on and so on. Okay. So screen, whenever you want to guide the users through business process, you'll be using this kind of flows. I have explained you about screen flow and auto launched flow. Whenever you want to automatically launch that flow, it is invoked by APIs and all, uh, it will be used when we are going through the integration, guys. Okay. So whenever you want to automatically launch a particular flow, you'll be using the auto launched flow. Okay. And now let's go through screen flow first. So this is the screen flow. Select screen flow. So you will be getting the UI like this. Okay. So you guys will be getting the UI like this. So see, this is known as toolbox, guys. Whatever the screens or whatever the variables we have created, you will be seeing in this toolbox. Okay, those will be appearing in the toolbox. Whatever the variables we have created, whatever the screens we have created, all will be showing in this toolbox. Okay, whatever we have created inside the screen flow, inside the flow, that will be shown here in the toolbox manager toolbox. Okay, so this is the button to search multiple elements to copy and all. See, we can search by using this. Click the elements you want to copy and then click the copy button. If you want to copy, you can copy. So there are no buttons, there are no elements here, so that we are not able to copy any elements. If you add these kind of elements, you will be getting a copy options and all. Okay, so these are undo and redo, guys. Okay. I hope you guys have aware of that. So this is the errors panel. If you got any errors, you can go here and check for the errors. What errors we got actually. Okay. So this is the auto layout and freeform. This is the UI of your screen you are seeing. Okay. This is the UI of your screen. So you want auto layout or free form? It will be asking. If it is free form, you have to drag like this, and you need to add the elements over here. Okay. If you add any screen element over here, see, if you add, let's not add screen element. If you add any action element, you need to drag like this. Okay, you need to drag like this. Let's add a loop element, not loop element, guys. Let's add a decision element over here. Wait, guys, let me show you. Not decision element. Let me add a loop. Cha. Hmm. Whatever the elements we have added, so I'll show you once again, guys. Okay, so this is about manager toolbox, and this is about the Canva. Here all this we call it as Canva, guys. If you want to reduce the size of flow, you can by using this plus and minus symbols. If you want to increase the flow, you can use plus symbol. And this is about, if you want to run this flow, you have a run button, and for debugging there is a debug button. For saving, there is a save button, and after saving you need to activate that flow. Okay, so before, like after activating, if you have changed any changes, if you are making any changes in your flow, you need to save that as a different version. So you need to save as a new version. The save button will be disabled once you have activated the flow and again editing that flow. Okay, so you have to save as a different version. So this flow will be maintaining the versions, guys. Okay, and let's now see why screen flows are used. So see, Kaushik, you have not understood, right? So see, here I am adding a screen. Okay, I'm adding screen over here, and I want the people to fill out the information over here. Okay, I want the people to fill out the information and also their personal information, and let's say any account information. Okay, let's add personal information in one screen, and the other screen will be adding some account informations and all. Okay, so let's take, first let's add an account name over here. Okay, let's add a text field first. For label, give account name as your label, and we need not to go here for now. And like, let me explain you first. If we select this checkbox, see, this is required field. So let's check that checkbox, guys. Account name is a required field for now. Okay, required field to run this flow. Okay, if we kept this read only, so if we have to enter some, like see, we have to enter this false or true. If we kept this as true, that field is read only. And after submitting the record, you can't even edit that. Okay, that is read only. So this is about read only. And if it is disabled or not, we have to select a boolean value, true or false. Okay, for default value, if you want account name should be default, like user need not to be user need not to be filled. So in that case, you will be providing a default value. Okay, component visibility always, or when a certain conditions are met. So these kind of values are there. I am keeping always for now. Validate input if you want to validate that input. So how my account name should be having only, so whenever the account name you are filling, you should fill with only the only the characters, not with the digits. So these type of validations you can put. And if you want to add a help text over here, so if you can see here, let's go to the accounts tab. See guys, if you can see anywhere here, such a, there is no help text over here. Let me go to any of the records, guys. Let me open a contact record. Refresh this. Why it is becoming slow, I don't know. So whenever I open the contact record, see guys, there will be a eye icon for some field. See what is this called? Help text. Okay, if you want to provide any information about that field, so the people might not know why this field is taking, like why this field, what we have to enter in this field. So some people might not know what information they have to provide in that, using that field. Okay, at that time what we'll do is we'll provide some help. So we'll be asking them to uh, write this kind of information over there. Okay, for that we'll use help text and advanced. See, if you like what is this advanced is revisited screen values. If you click on previous here, you'll be getting the previous slide, right? For now it is not there. If it is there, if you click on previous button, you'll be getting the previous slide, like previous screen, correct? And if you select the first option, what happens is, if you select the previous screen, the value should be there, like the values which you have entered will be remains as a same. Okay, but if you select the second option, what happens is, if you select the previous, like if you click on the previous button, what happens is the previous screen, uh, the information which you have provided in the previous screen will be refreshed. Okay, you have to enter from starting onwards. So we'll be using only the first first option every time. Okay. So after account field, I need to kept a email field. Okay. I want email field. So API name will be an email. Okay. These all are I have explained you earlier. So same will be there here. And after email, I'll be putting a phone field. Okay. So the label to this phone field is phone, not label API name. It will be phone. Okay. And let's click on done and see what happens. You'll be getting an error, guys. So fix this error. You have two errors. See, invalid screen. We have not given the name for screen, correct? So let's give user information as our screen name. Okay, user information. And now click on save. See, you have a screen with user information, right? And let's add another screen, guys. Here in this screen, we'll be collecting the account information. So we want to collect the account number. Okay, for that we'll be using text field. So select this text field and for label enter account number. Okay, so it is not required and just leave that as it is. And after account number, we'll be adding a one pick list field. Okay, we'll be adding one pick list field so that you people can know how to add a pick list fields. Okay, so for pick list, I'm giving label as rating. So for see, we have to give the choices, right? We'll be creating a new choice resources. So select picklist choice set here, and for API name, select rating. For description, it is not needed now. If you want, you can give. Select object as account because we are dealing with the account. And see, data type is picklist, not multi-select, guys. If you want to give multi-select, you can allow people to select the two different options, two or more options, more than one. Okay, and field is known as rating, right? Account rating. So click on done. You'll be creating the you have created the pick list choice set, right? There here you will be having hot, warm, cool. Okay, these kind of pick list values will be there here. Okay, so we have added rating and it's done. Enough for this slide. Just give a label account information. Okay, click on done. You have an error, guys. So we have not API name is already used for another element of resource or resource in the flow. See, we have added already one resource for this rating pick list, right? We have added already. So it is throwing us error. Let's give this as account rating and click on done. Okay, now we have selected like we have and created a screen for user information and account information, right? After storing all these information, after getting all this information from user, I'll be creating a record in account. Okay, for that use create records element. Okay, so create account record. I'll be adding label like that and see I'm creating manually. So what are these options is select an object and configure the record values manually. From a record, if it is from a record variable, use the values from existing record variable. We are having any record variables? No, right? We are not having any record variables. So we are planning to create manually. So let's create an object. Like let's select an object. What object? Account object, right? In that account name is mandatory. So it was getting it was getting like that. Okay, so account name, from where we can find that account name in the user information screen. We have provided that account name. Okay, click on that, click on account name. That's it. You have mapped the account name field from your screen component. Okay, after account number, after account name, you have email field. Okay, there is a space, I think. So email field. So from user information itself, there is an email field, and in that you have to store value. The output must be value, right? So the user is providing you a value. So click on value. And the next one is phone, account phone. So in the user information screen, we have phone field, and we have to store value over there. Okay. So I have to add another field. I'm adding rating field. Okay. No, not rating. I'm adding account number field. See, I'm adding account number field. Where we can find account number, account information. Correct? Account information, account number. Okay. And same rating. From where we can find this rating, account information. Account information screen, rating field. Okay. We have mapped all the fields, right? We have mapped all the fields. And now what you'll do is save the flow. Okay. Save the flow. Account creation. NASCOM. Okay. So this is the flow we have just created, and click on save. Now see what happens. Let's debug this flow before activating. Okay. Let's debug this flow and see what happens here. So debug, click on debug. So guys, I hope you guys are doing practically, right? So after clicking on debug, click on run. You'll be getting this kind of UI. So what is the flow name? Account creation NASCOM. Correct? This is the first screen, right? This is our first screen. What is the account name? Let's give, for example, let's give Prudent is the account name. Okay. What is the email ID? Let's give this email ID. Okay, phone. Let's give any phone number. Okay. Just click on next and see what happens here. So it is asking for account number, right? So this is my account number and asking for rating pick list field. See how this came. This will be generally having, account creation screen, right? Whenever you are creating an account in Salesforce, you'll be having this kind of drop downs, correct? As we have selected pick list, and we have performed like we have selected pick list as our data type, and we have create created a resource, right? Pick list choice set. Because of that, we are getting all this. I am keeping rating as hot. Meanwhile, before clicking next, let's understand these debug details, guys. So see, what this is saying in debug, how the interview started, how interview has been started. Katta Monica started the flow interview, and that is my user ID. Okay, I'm the user, and I have started the flow interview, right? And see, API version of running the flow. This is the 64th version of running this flow. Okay, not this flow, guys. Generally the API version is 64 for this, for the flows. Okay. And transaction committed, any records that the flow was ready to create. If the flow is ready to, what that is saying is, if the flow is ready to create, meaning if it can create any records, if it can create any records or update or delete any records, that will be committed to the database, it was saying. Okay. So after we have we have gone through the user information screen. Okay. And in that user information screen, you have given account name as Prudent and email as, see, Monica Katta 63 at the rate gmail.com. And after you have given the phone, right? After you have given phone as this. Now selected navigation button is next. Correct? You have selected the, like you have click the next button. Correct? After clicking next button, you have this screen. Okay. Account number and rating, you have gone through this screen. Right? Now let's see what happens if we click on next. Okay. What this is saying, transaction is committed, and if any records that the flow was ready to create, same above information. Okay. So let's click on next and see what happens here. I have clicked on next. What it is saying, account information, account number. The value entered at runtime is this. Okay. Drop down list, account rating. The choices selected at runtime is hot. I have selected hot, right? And the next button, we have selected the, like we have clicked the next button. It was showing that. Okay. So create account record, created one account record where account number is the fields which which we are mapped. Okay. So account number we added is this, email ID is this, account name Prudent. Okay. Phone this one. So rating hot, right? What is this result? The record is ready to be created when the next screen pause or local action is executed, or when the interview finishes. Whenever the interview is finished, it will be creating the accounts. Now the interview has finished, right? Let's check for this record if it is created or not. Copy that, copy that record ID and just paste over here, guys. Let's see what happens. See, the account record is created, right? With account name Prudent, account number this, and account rating is hot, and phone number is 456 this, and the another field we have created is email, right? So I think it might be not there in a page layout, so it is not visible. So these information we have given, right? The account is created. So in this way, we will be using the screen flows, guys. Uh, have you understood, guys? Have you understood or not? Please let me know. Kaushik, have you understood? Kaushik, have you understood? Okay, Monica. Yes, Kaushik. Nice. I think you people have understood. If you have any questions, please let me know, guys. Having any questions? About screen flow. Did you have any questions? Guys, do you have any questions regarding screen flow? Please let me know, guys. Okay. Just give me a moment, guys. you have no doubts, right? What is this attendance, Kaushik? Kaushik, let me know what is this attendance? Why you are keeping here? Attendance. Attendance will be captured by Joho, guys. Attendance will be captured automatically. Okay. So this is about screen flow, guys. And if you activate this flow, you can run. Okay. Like you can keep not running, you can keep this flow anywhere in Salesforce, like in the utility bar or record creation page or anywhere in the Salesforce. Okay, wherever you need, you can keep that. Okay, you can add that flow. So this is about screen flow, guys. So let me explain you about record triggered flow now. I think you people see, guys, whatever the resources we have created, whatever the elements we have created two screen elements, right? User information and account information. So these are these are created in the toolbox. And now create records. We have created one element, right? So that is present in this toolbox, and we have created one variable account id from create account record. We have got one account id, right? We have copied that account id and pasted over here. See this account id. Okay. In the debug we got, right? So that variable also storing over here. Okay, and we have created screen components. So what we have created in this screens: account name, phone, email, account number, and rating. Okay, and the pick list choice sets we have created is rating. So whatever we have created, that will be present in the manager toolbox. Okay, I've said I'll be explaining you about free from, right? If you want to edit the versions or else if you want to edit the name of your flow, you can do by using that gear icon here, this one. Okay, if you select free form, your screen will be like this, guys. Your flow will be like this. See how it will be looking like. If you do create like this, it will be looking like a clumsy way, right? So freeform is not handy, guys. Let's always select the auto layout. Okay, this is very handy, and we can create using, like, we can add elements using plus icon. Okay, auto layout is more handy than freeform, guys. So we will generally use auto layout only. Okay. Okay, and let's click on save. That's it, guys. This is about screen flow. Let's now create. Understood? What is manually assigned variables means? Manually assigning variables, not variables, guys. Manually assigning values to the records. Okay, we have created, like, whenever we are mapping our fields, we have created records, right? In that create records, we have added account name, email, phone, account number, and rating. These 5 fields, right? Whenever we have added the fields, see bubble, whenever we have added the fields, we have in the value in the values section, we have added this going through this user information in the screen, in the sense screen that we have created earlier, right? In that user information there is an account name field, right? So navigating through user information and bringing that account name field over here and storing that in the value. So use in the user information screen, the user will be providing the information, right? They'll be asked to enter the account name. So they'll be entering any name, okay? That name will be coming over here for this in this value, okay? Understood? Understood, guys, what is manually assigning? And if we want to assign with a record variable, and we need to create a record variable here, see, and let me select the second option. See, if you want to do it with a record variable, I want to do this with a record variable, and the API name is anything. Just keep record. Data type is, so like this we need to create for 5 fields. Okay, for creating for 5 fields is not like, you know, it is not, we can't create, right? So instead of creating 5 resource variables, we can do this, right? So for that sake, we'll be using manually, not from record variables. Understood, Birbal? Understood, guys? My name is Sundarani Bar. So, Ocha, your name is not Barbal. Yes, guys, is Sundarani. It's my mistake. So you're a girl, Sudharani. Okay, okay. It's my mistake, Sudharani. Sorry for that. So I think you people have understood about screen flow, right? Let's go to the record triggered flow now. Okay? Yes, Sudharan. Let's go through record triggered flow. What is record triggered flow and why these record triggered flows are used? Okay? In Salesforce, the record triggered flow refers to an automated process or sequence of actions that are triggered when a record is created, updated, or deleted. Why these record triggered flows are used means, guys, whenever the record is created, let's take this kind of examples, guys. Whenever one task is completed, based on that task, we have to create another task. Okay, so there is a dependency over here. Okay, so for that kind of stuff we will be using record triggered flow. Okay, whenever the account is created, we need to create a contact record. Okay, so when this record triggered flow will be triggered, whenever the account is added to the database, right? Whenever the account is created to the database, then the trigger will be filed and the contact record will be created. Now let's create a record triggered flow. Okay. And it allows you to define a set of operations to be executed based on specific criteria or events related to a record. So it will allow you, that flow will be allowing you to define a set of operations So because of specific criteria, you need to execute these kind of stuff. Okay, it will be defining you that kind of operations to perform. Okay, and record triggered flows are typically implemented using Apex triggers, which are pieces of code written in the Salesforce proprietary language, programming language called Apex. So these triggers are associated with a specific object in Salesforce and can be configured to run before or after a record is modified. So generally record triggered flows are like these are implemented using Apex triggers, guys. We call that as a before triggers or after triggers. Okay, but whenever the complexity of the requirement is less, so it is not worth going up to the Apex programming language. So we'll be using flows, okay? And we'll be using record triggered flows over here. Understood? And if it is in a Apex programming language, when we are using Apex triggers, we'll be following the pieces of code. Okay? We'll be following a handler class for logic and trigger for executing that logic. Okay, it will be explained you when we got when we have started the Apex programming language. Okay, when we go to development, you will be understanding all that stuff. Okay, so these triggers are associated with a specific object. Yes, guys, this will be associated with specific objects, and whenever the conditions are met, that trigger will be triggered, and it will be running the logic performed in the trigger. Okay, so it can be configured to run before or after a record is modified. See, before record is modified or after the record is modified, though, so that logic will be run according to our modification. Okay, according to our configuration, guys. Okay, and there is a use case here. When an opportunity is marked as closed one automatically, see, automatically, whenever it is closed, it is marked as automatic or marked as closed one. Create a task for post sale follow up. Okay, that task will be created, and also send a confirmation email. So confirmation email will be provided. Okay, so these will be done. Okay, these are different kinds of objects, right? Different objects. Task is a different object and opportunity is a different object. So when we are using a both uh, different types of objects, we'll be using after triggers. When we are playing with a single object, we'll be using before triggers. Okay, so let me I'll be explaining you this kind of stuff, like what is before triggers and what is after triggers when we get into practical scenarios. Okay, so there are key features here. No user input needed, so user need not to provide any input for this kind of flows, guys. Fast field updates possible before record is saved. Yes, replaces most workflows and process builder tasks. Workflows and process builders are uh, used when the flows are not declared, guys, because before flows, those workflows and process builders are used to perform this kind of stuff. Okay, now flows came into picture, they are not using, like workflows and process builders are not using, they'll be deprecating soon. They have not deprecated, they'll be deprecating soon. Okay, so that's what people are not using process builder and workflows. Okay, and let's move into the practical scenario so that you can understand what is fast field updates and what is action and related records, what are these before triggers and after triggers. Okay, that all stuff you guys will be understanding when we move to the practical scenario. Just click on new flow, guys, and select triggered. As name suggests, it is a record triggered flow, and select the record triggered flow over here. See, on what object you need to perform a trigger, on which object you need to perform a trigger. Okay, so in what object, like whenever I want to perform, I want to create a flow to whenever the account is created, I want that related contact to be created automatically. Okay, I want to create a related contact automatically. Understand? Whenever the record is created, whenever the account record is created, I want contact record to be created automatically, and also it should be related to the account object. Okay, so let's perform that. Now, for creating this, on what object we need to perform a trigger? So whenever the account is created, so when it should trigger? After creating the account, right? So when we have to, like, on what object we need to perform this trigger? On account object, correct? So select account object. Whenever it is created, not updated, whenever it is created, whenever the record is created, account record is created, after creating that account record, I need to create a contact record related to that. Okay, so set entry conditions, let's keep none for now, and see what is fast field updates when what is this action and related records. Okay, so let's talk about this, guys. These are very very important, guys. So fast field updates, in the sense, before saving this particular record to the database, we'll be validating some data. So see, update fields on the record that triggers the flow to run. The high performance flow runs before the record is saved to the database. So whatever actions we need to perform before saving that record to the database, okay, we whatever the actions we need to perform before the record is saved to the database, if you want to perform those kind of operations, we'll select fast field updates. For this, let's take an example. If you want to validate the phone number field, if you want to validate the phone number field, after saving into the database, what you will do, what validation you will do after saving to the database? Nothing, right? So you have to do that before saving to the database. So whenever you click on save, if that phone number is wrong, like phone number format is wrong, the error should be thrown. Okay, at that moment you need to throw an error. So you have to validate such kind of data. Whenever you want to validate those type of data, you have to perform a fast field updates. And see, remember like this, guys, whenever you are performing operations on a single object, so single object, see, in account record you are validating phone number. So both are in account record. You are creating account record and you are validating phone number in account record. So both are in a single object. Whenever you are performing operations on a single object, you need to select fast field updates, and that is called before triggers. Okay, before triggers. So you need to select fast field updates, that is before record is saved to the database. Okay, so whenever you are performing operations on two different objects, so now our scenario is, whenever the account is created, contact must be created. So you are performing operations on two different objects, correct? So you are playing with two different objects. At that time, you should go with action and related records. Now tell me, guys, for our scenario, what we need to select? Our scenario, for whenever the account is created, we need to create a contact record related to that account. For our scenario, what we need to select? Fast field updates or action and related records? Quick, guys. Time is running very fast. Quick. Answer this question, guys. What we need to select? Action and related records or fast field updates? Guys, if you are not answering, I am not moving forward. I'll skip this record triggered flow and I'll move to the auto launched flow and scheduled flow. Answer. Answer, guys. What we need to select? Record action and related records are fast field updates. Guys, answer. We are using two different objects in our scenario. I'm saying answers. No, not a fast field update, Sudharani. We have to use action and related records. So guys, I have told you clearly that when we are going with two different objects, when we are performing operations with two different objects, we need to select action and related records, because after saving the account record only, we need to create the contact record. Okay, after save means action and related records. Before saving the account record only, we need to validate the phone number field in account record. So that is before save. We need to use fast field updates. Guys, you have to listen carefully, guys. No one have answered this question. Just now I have told. I'm explaining you thoroughly, guys. You have to listen carefully. I have explained you when we are playing with a single object, we need to use fast field updates. When we are playing with a two different objects, we need to use action and related records. The name itself says related records. Whenever we need to create related records, we'll use that. Whenever we are using only one object, we'll be using fast field updates. I have explained you clearly. Okay. So see, for now, let's not give any conditional requirements. Select actions and related records. Okay. Now we need to create, whenever the account is created, we need to create a contact record, right? So after that, create records. Click on add the create records element over here. Create a create contact record. Okay, that is the label. And see, we will be creating manually. And what is the object name? Contact. I have already explained you why we are creating manually. Okay, contact object. So last name is the mandatory. Okay, for last name, let's give last name as automated. Okay, let's give last name as automated. And we have to link with the account, right? So we have to link with account ID, correct? See here, triggering account. So triggering account in the sense, the record which we are creating now, right? from triggering account from triggering account, you have to select ID. Okay, we have to select account ID, so it will be related. Okay, now click on save. Creating related contact. Let's keep name like that and click on save. Activate this, or else let's debug this, guys. Triggering record, let's keep triggering record as prudent. Okay, just now we have created, right? So that is the triggering record. Now let's run over here, and it it was completed, right? Let's see what happened here. Go to related. So we are not finding context related here, right? Let's refresh once. Related context, we are not finding related context over here. So go to context, guys. Go to context, go to all contacts, or else go to today's context. It was not created, right? Let's see the debug details. Okay, let's watch the debug details, then we can understand. Okay, see, the flow interview ran for 0.94 seconds and finished on at this particular time, right? So how it is started, the flow was triggered as if the account was created. Okay, details, the debug run was triggered as a if account was created. See, account record ID is this and flow start time is this. The triggering record met the start conditions. Okay, entry conditions are null, so it has met the conditions. So one or more contact records are ready to create. See, this is the account ID which we are created. So if the interview is when the interview is finished, we'll be creating this record, and the record ID is this. They have provided us record ID, right? Let's check here. Let's check the record with the record ID now and see what happens here. Okay, let's paste here and click on enter. See, there is a problem with this ID, right? What happening here is whenever we click on debug for screen flow, we have created like we have got the user a record ID like this, and we have pasted this record ID and we got the record, right? So here with the what happens with the record triggered flow is if you activate this flow, after activating you need to create a account record first. Okay, guys, because of this record types we are not getting the related lists, guys. Okay, we are not getting the related lists. Let's do one thing. Let's go to not setup. Let's go to profiles. Let's go to profiles and go to system admin profile. You don't do these configurations, guys. I'm only supposed to do because I have created a record types here, so I am doing this. You don't do this, guys. Please, you don't do this. You have not configured all this kind of stuff. Okay, accounts. Wait for few minutes, guys. Of we'll be creating account and the related contact will be created. Let's see that. Okay. Now what we need to do is just disable those record types and enable only the master record type. So you don't do that, guys. Okay, you don't do that. Now go to the record page, account pages, and go for accounts. Sorry, go for accounts. Click on new here. So it is still getting. Let's inspect empty cache and hard reload. And wait, guys, that's good. The Salesforce is refreshing. Just wait for a moment. Now let's create a new account. See, now we are not getting the record types, right? Let's give account name as account flow. Okay. And click on save. Now what you have to do is go to related tab, go to related tab, search for related contacts, see automated. We have given name as automated, right? So this flow has created. Okay. The account name was, the account related to this was account flow that we have just created. Okay. So in this way, the related contacts will be created. Okay. This is the process of creating record triggered flow, guys. This is about after triggers and before triggers. Okay. If you want, if you people want for more clarification, I'll be explaining you before triggers tomorrow, okay, with practical example. Done? Have any doubts? If you guys are not having any doubts, let's find up the session, okay? Or else if you guys are having any questions, please let me know, guys. I'll clarify your doubts. Okay? Guys, are you having any doubts? No more doubts. Okay. Okay, Kaushik. I'll send you. Wait for a moment. See, this is the Telegram link. Okay, join with that. Okay, guys. Are you having any more doubts? So that's all for today, guys. I think you people have understood what is this screen flow and record triggered flow. I guess so. People have not responded today. So I guess you have understood. So that's all for today, guys. Let's continue in tomorrow's session. Okay. So meanwhile, if you have any doubts, please let me know. Okay. Okay, guys. Thanks for joining. Bye. Bye, everyone. Let's meet tomorrow.